Hey guys, Marty Schwartz here with Marty Music. Gonna break down The Killers, Mr. Brightside. Also, thanks for supporting me here with Marty Music. You can sign my newsletter for some free courses. All right, let's break it down. All right, so the guitar's tuned down a half step, so E flat tuning. Then we're gonna have to go all the way up to the 17th fret on the A string with our middle finger. So that's 17, then our index finger on 16 of the D. And then 17 on the B string with our ring finger. And then the tricky part is the pinky up a whole step to 19 on the G. So try the middle finger, index, and then ring, then put the pinky down, because this part is kind of glued in, and then you're stretching the pinky back like that. So basically it's going to be a configuration off this shape. So let's start with that first shape again. 17, 16, 17 on the B, 19 on the G with our pinky. Now look at the right hand. We're going to do, so that's A, D, G, D. So it always does that. Down, down. I'm doing 3 downs. And then up on the D. So I'm kind of dragging it along, almost raking it. Once you do that, we go over to the open high E. So your left hand has to not block that open high E. So we do high E, B, and G. So you put that together. One more time. And what happens is both of these fingers come off and you hit the open D as a pickup note to the next shape. Watch. One more time, really slow. Index finger now covers the 16th fret A and D, and you get to play the same pattern with your right hand picking. And that open D, so that index comes off again. Like that. So watch again from the top. So the next one is pretty stretchy. It's very stretchy. Index finger on the 15 of the E. Now middle finger on the 16 of the D. And then that ring finger and pinky are the same as they were for the other chords. So 17 and 19. But with the right hand, you're going to do the E string as the root, but then the pattern stays the same. But you don't take your finger off for the open D because it does this chord twice. So the first time, it just goes through the pattern, you don't take your finger off. But on the repeat, you take your finger off for the open D to then start over to the riff again, and then you have it. So check it out. That's from the top. Open, the new one. 15, 16, 17, 19. See that? And then again, open to the top. It's going to take a little practice for those stretches. What I find is the closer the neck is up to my neck And the more I have it tilted, kind of like how Slash plays, like almost violin style, so I can really get my hand into that shape. It's way up high on the neck, and it's a weird little lick. So anyway, that is the main riff of the song. The next section we're going to call the pre-chorus. All right, this pre-chorus has a stretch that most people aren't going to want to do and aren't going to be able to do. I can barely do it, and there's another way to make it sound the exact same. So this is my little Marty cheat, but it's going to sound right. So let's start with the right stuff here. It's basically like B minor to A to G is the pre-chorus. So we're going to do it like this. Now the right hand picking pattern is going to stay the same for as we did for the intro for the next two chords. So it's for the B minor, we're going to just be kind of using these open strings again. So what's going on there is it's going to be ring finger on the 7 of the E, ring on the 7 of the E, pinky on the 7 of the G. And then index on the 5 of the B. And so then if you use the same pattern as the intro, except for that, you're going to hit the root note there. So you'd be like this, which is E, D, G, D, and then over to the high E down, like that. And you do that twice. Look at the right hand. And we're just going to get our ring finger out of the way and keep the same shape, but now instead of the low E, we're going to play the open A for that A chord. Just like that. So the first one. And then the cheater way, because really what it wants to do is it wants to do this. Which is getting our index to the G note right there. And these fingers stay the same. But what we can do, the exact same chord, is just like thinking of it as a G chord with your ring finger on the 3rd of the B. And that. It's the same chord. So I think this one's a little easier, don't you? That or this. Right? So what we can do to get the pattern is we're going to hit the low note. And then we're going to just hop over to the G and B. And just like that. You see the right hand there? E, G, B, G, high E. So high E, B, G, B. Even if you're going So from the very top of that, this part's not too bad. Just like that. And then we hit the chorus. So the chorus has some really cool parts in it, but the underlying chords, which he's not playing on guitar, but you could do it, and it's good to know what they are. It's a very standard kind of pop progression. It's D to G. And so what's going on there is you're just playing a little piece of the D major. So 12 on the D, 11 on the G, and you're going G, D, G, D, G, D, G, D. Then you're adding the ring finger to the 12 of the G for the G chord. So you're 12 to the G. Then I'm just going to switch my fingering. However is easiest for you. It's going to be 12 on the D still, but now 14 on the G. And then we're going to just take that same shape and move it down to the A chord. And so that would be 7 on the D, 9 on the G. And then I'm taking the ring finger off and then barring across the D and G on the 7th fret, and then switching to the same shape we started with, but right here on the 7 and the 6. So it would look like this. Check it out. So I'm doing it that way. 9 on the G to 7 on the D. Then 7 on both, then index to 6, and middle finger switches to that. So, and then I'm adding the 7 on the G again. So, and then some alternate chords for that as well. Variation, we're going to play a little D major triad, and so that's 5 on the high E, 7 on the B, 7 on the G. So we go da 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 da, then high E again, and then open G as we transition to the G little shape. So grab the 7 of the high E and 8 of the B, same arpeggio, like that. So same pattern. Then now I'm covering the 10 of the high E and the B. And instead of I'm playing the high E, the B, but then the open D. So those are the patterns. So and then that part stays the same as what we were doing before. So you can vary that. Even if you just played that main part for the whole thing, you're going to be good. But that's just another set of voicings that he adds to it. And then there's one guitar breakdown that we got to go. All right, so the next part, it's very similar to the chorus. And so it always pedals back to the D string. So if we just learn the melody on the G string, we'll just add the D afterwards. So it starts on the 11, 1 on the 12. So 1, 11, 11, 12, 14, 12, 14. So, and then back down. So. See that? And so then we just go 9, 7, 6. Check it out. So, check it out. So all we're doing there is we're just doing it right along on that pedal of the 7th fret D string there. And you have it. All right, there it was. Thank you again, you guys. Really appreciate the support. If you have any songs you'd like to request, you can let me know in the comments below. While you're down there, don't forget to like and subscribe right here to Marty Music. Thanks again. We'll see you later.